Chapter 27, Homecoming. The phone at the Hammond home had been ringing off the hook all evening. The most interesting call came from an intern at a TV station in Omaha. He had to check on the spelling and pronunciation of about 10 names, and he told Mrs. Hammond that the family ought to watch the 10 o'clock news on KETV. Most of the other calls had been from people around town, just wanting to have a word with Ted, wanting to thank him for trying to help that nice young family. After the 10th or 12th call, Ted was pretty tired of hearing what a great job he'd done. It wasn't the way he felt. First of all, April and her family had vanished. So how could that be good? And that giant seat on Main Street? Yes, he'd wanted the people in town to make the new family feel welcome, but he hadn't wanted a 3-ring circus. He could only imagine how all the hoopla might have upset Alexa. The only part of that he'd asked for was the little banner that Mrs. Mitchell and the other kids from school had made. Something simple. By 8 o'clock, Ted had asked his mom to start telling people that he had to do his homework, which was true, but mostly he needed to be alone. About 8:30, the phone rang again, and a minute later his mom brought the portable handset to his bedroom. She said, "Sorry, but you've got to take this one." Ted took the phone, and his mom slipped out the door. "Hello?" "Ted, it's me, April." "April? Oh, well, hi." Then he said, "Where are you? Sounds loud." "I'm in the back of my aunt's camper. We're almost to Colorado, and it's noisy because Artie's got his big dumb Game Boy plugged in again." "Oh." Ted didn't know what to say. April said, "Sorry I didn't call you before 4 o'clock, but my mom wouldn't let me. Still kind of skittery. I felt bad because I knew you'd be on time. But it's the best thing, I think, the way it happened. Artie, I told Mama about you and your mom coming to help, and that she had to take it, the help. And it was like that woke her up or something. She said, 'No, we've got relatives, and they're close enough, so we don't have to bother the people around here.' And that was it. We got out onto the highway around 10 o'clock, and we got a ride to this truck stop about 20 miles west. Then Mama called her sister, and she hopped in her van to come get us. So we had to sit around that truck stop for 5 or 6 hours. But here we are. Aunt Rose is real nice, and she says we can come and stay with her as long as we need to." Ted said, "I'm glad to hear that." And he was. The line went quiet except for the highway noise and the beeps and whistles of a computer game. And then April said, "Hey, listen. If you ever get out by that farm again, that last one, I left something there for you under a board on the back steps. It's not much, but I hope you like it." "Great," Ted said. "Thanks. I'll probably get it soon as I can. Tomorrow. "Well, like I said, it's not much, not compared to what you did for us." April tried to say something else, but there was static and skips in the signal. "What?" Ted asked. "I couldn't hear that." "I said, I've got to go. Phone's cutting out." Ted said, "Right. Well, bye. And take care, okay? And come visit if you want to." "What?" April's voice was faint. "Oh," the line went dead. On Friday morning, Ted left enough time to swing past the Kowasinski farm before he delivered his papers. He rode into the drive, pedaled around to the back, and leaned his bike against the house. And like April had said on the phone, there was a board with something tucked underneath it. It was wrapped with the same plastic he had used to cover Little Women. And the gift Ted unwrapped was another book, a cheap paperback that had been read so much that the pages looked puckered and worn out. It was called The Best of Sherlock Holmes, and on the inside front cover was a message freshly written in dark blue ink. "For my friend, Ted Hammond, from April Thayer. P.S. This is one of my favorite books. Do you like mysteries?